Hello everyone, and my name is Joy. I am Pamper Chef Consultant here in the Gainesville, Florida, Newberry area, and I am so excited to be here with you tonight and to share with you a beautiful, delicious brunch recipe. So over in my VIP group, all week we've been talking about brunch recipes and breakfast because April is National Brunch Month. So continuing on with that theme today, I've got a quiche muffin recipe for you. Yes, I know, it's going to be awesome. So I'm going to put this together in my large jumbo muffin pan here. And before I get started with anything, I definitely want to give it a little spritz of oil just to make sure everything pops out beautifully. And the kitchen spritzer just spritzes oil right in there. Nothing but air and oil in here. There's no additives. There's no propellant or silicone or anything like that. You just pump air right into it just like this. And aim and spray oil right in. Perfect. So I have been playing around with some different flavors that I kind of wanted to do today. And I, of course, need some bacon to go in my quiche. So I started some bacon. Some beautiful, delicious bacon. Now I did render this down a little bit farther than probably my children are going to be happy with, but that's okay. Because I wanted it nice and crunchy so I could crumble it up in the into the quiche. So let me see here real quick. All right. To start with, you're going to need pie crust. Now you can definitely make your own if you are feeling particularly industrious. But for me, my pie crust skill, the pre-made version. And you can, the recipe says to cut it in fourths, but then you're going to end up with some left over, so I'm just going to do it in thirds. I'm a rebel like that, because I don't want any leftover pie crust. And putting that right into the crust, into the well here. And that might take a little bit of squishing and manipulation, but you use your hands and kind of press it in there, and that'll create a beautiful deep well for you to put your quiche in. Perfect. You could probably, if you had a round bottom glass, use a round bottom glass and use that to kind of flatten out into the bottom if you didn't, to make it a little bit easier. You should definitely let them know we need a tart shaper or something like that to go with this big bad boy. But just push it all the way into the corners. Make sure you don't have any pockets of air in there. And that should come out really good. Now the beautiful thing about this recipe, oh, by the way, you need your oven at 350 for this. I had it on at 375 when I was cooking the bacon. So the bacon I did on my large bar pan, and I just put it in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes, probably about 25 minutes, because again, I wanted it a little bit crispier than normal, so it would crumble really well for me. So as you're shaping this around, just push through the bottom, make sure you don't have any little gaps in there. And get out your little air bubbles and stuff in there. All right, and this is the second pie crust. And we'll roll that out real quick. Tom, could you grab the eggs for me, please, sir? So we'll do this in thirds. Oop, in thirds as well. Again, it's rustic, so it doesn't have to be exact a third, but you know, pretty close. You know, the eyeball it, it's all good. Because we're going to squish the crust down into the wells anyway, so. I will need 6 some. So my sous chef, Tom, over here is going to crack some eggs for me. And he is going to crack 6 eggs. Sam really wants to help.
She just wants to crack the egg.
She wants to crack the egg. All right. So I am going to make bacon and spinach. Well, I'll put spinach in like 4 of them because Tom's not a real big spinach fan. That's okay. I'll make his with extra bacon.
Artichoke dip.
He likes artichoke, yes. Spinach and artichoke dip, but not spinach or artichokes on their own. It's the cheese. You put enough cream cheese in it, you can get away with just about anything. Alright, that's lovely. And the last one we're going to put in. Could you also grab me a half a cup of milk, sir, and put in there too. There we go. Now the recipe that I'm going to send you, oh yes, and if you want the recipe, text the word quiche to 352-353-4677, and that will get popped over into your text messages. So you'll have that. And this is a great recipe, I think, if you wanted to do a brunch. It's perfect. It's a little individual size. And yes, have a go. You could also do this as like a make-ahead. You could make this and pop it in the fridge. I think it'll last in the fridge maybe 2 or 3 days. Or you could freeze it, and then when you're ready to eat it, just throw it in the microwave for a minute, probably 2 minutes in the microwave, maybe half hour, something like that. And it would be, you know, a perfect weekday situation, so you wouldn't you would have a nice hot breakfast ready to go. Okay, so let's grab some of this amazing bacon here. And again, I made it extra crispy. Sammy, can you hear me, paper towel, baby?
Sure.
And I'll use probably half of this bacon. There we go. I didn't drain it when I took it out, so it's kind of greasy. All good though. Thank you, ma'am. So let's just wrap this up like this. Get a little bit of that oil out because I don't want that in my quiche, not in my pie crust. Yeah, baby, hold on. There we go. That kind of crunched it up a little bit for us too. Bonus. All right. Give me a paper plate there, pumpkin. Like I said, I got this really crispy. You know, maybe you get a paper towel and get that oil up there. Alrighty. So we'll take my knife and just run it through the bacon. It's nice and cool, so it's not too hot going in. I don't want it to curdle my eggs when I put those in. And for those of you who haven't met Sam before, that's my middle daughter, Samantha. So in the comments, tell me what you would put in your quiche if you were making this at home. What would you put in there? beautiful. So I'll divide this pretty evenly. Well, I'll put a little extra in 2 of them because I'm not going to put spinach in these front 2 up here. There we go.
What do you have to put spinach
and
in
this
too?
Is going to be my breakfast for the rest of the week. I'm really looking forward to it.
You sure there's going to be enough?
Enough what?
Yeah. Are those the rest of the bacon pieces?
Sam, I just gave you a plate full of bacon.
I know. And I did just take one.
Alrighty.
Won't we?
So to this, I'm going to add some spinach. And this is just frozen spinach that I set out for a little while so it could just defrost a little bit. Just enough, not, you know, I didn't like microwave it or anything. I just set it out and on the countertop about an hour ago. And again, these wells are really nice and deep, so you can really play around with lots of different flavors and things. And because I'm using spinach, I love the combination of spinach and feta. It is just amazing to me. I love, love, love that flavor. And my knife I just put in the sink, so we'll just use my old one. Alright. And you can buy feta that's already crumbled if you can find it. But if you can't, it's okay. Just crumble it with your knife. There we go. Just run the knife through and it'll crumble it up pretty good. And you can use like lots of different kinds. If I do like a ham, if I put ham in it, I really like Gouda or smoked Gouda, even better. It just adds this beautiful depth of flavor. So yummy, so yummy. All right, that's good. I'll put that in with the spinach. There we go. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. So in here, I've got 6 eggs and a half a cup of milk. I'm gonna add salt and pepper. And I'm being a little bit aggressive with the pepper and the salt. Probably not too much with the salt because the bacon is gonna be really salty. But I'm going to use my Greek seasoning for this. And this one has bell pepper, it's got garlic, it's got lemon for a little bit of spice, and it's just absolutely delicious and pairs beautifully with feta and spinach. So I'll put about a tablespoon, roughly a cupful in there, and grab my whisk and whisk this all together. Now, depending on how much toppings you have in here, you might not be able to get all 6 eggs in there if you've been a little bit extra with the toppings, but it should be pretty close. Should be pretty close. Should balance out since these two are strictly bacon. Strictly bacon. There we go. Alright, so we'll pour in these two. There we go. Oop, I think I need one more egg, Tom. Went a little over there, maybe in the front. Give me 2, well, yeah, one more. One more ought to do it. And the milk, please. Again, I think this since there wasn't quite as much filler in the one with the bacon, I needed an extra egg. So, again, these are the benefits of watching me live. You guys see this in action. And we just kind of pivot and go with it. So, add another egg in here. I probably added maybe a tablespoon and a half of milk. Salt. And pepper. And a little bit of our Greek seasoning. There we go. And get that all mixed in together. And we'll pour that over the top. Just like that. Perfect. So at this point, I'm using the end of my whisk just to kind of move the ingredients around to make sure that the egg gets all the way to the bottom and all the way throughout the whole of the quiche. And the egg is going to puff up really nicely in the center, and you'll have this really, really pretty, it's pretty much a little egg pie. Little egg pie here. And let me see. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to try and even these front ones out here just a little bit. It's my OCD. Everything nice and pretty. All right. And before we go into the oven at 350, I'm just going to sprinkle some cheese on the top because there can never be too much cheese, ever. And just like that. So these are, again, great for make-ahead meals. It's great if you're having a little brunch party, as everyone gets their own little individual quiche cup, instead of everyone eating out of the same, central container. But they freeze beautifully. And you can just microwave them the next day. You can vary up the add-ins just like you saw me do here. I put spinach in some, but not in others. I put this in the oven. There we go. Now those are going to bake for about a half an hour, and I'm not going to make you guys sit here with me for a half an hour, but if you pop over to my VIP page, you can definitely check out the results when they come out. I will show you, I'll post in there some pictures of what they look like. But again, great for freezing, awesome for make-aheads, great for brunch parties, something like that. Keep this one in mind for like Easter brunch or Mother's Day for breakfast in bed or something like that. It'd be really cool. You can vary up the ingredients. I use milk because milk is what I had on hand, but if you want like a creamier texture to your eggs, you can go with a half and half or even a heavy cream. You can, oh man, there's so many different varieties. When you're thinking of quiche, try to think of what you would put in an omelet. To kind of give you some direction. So if you're like going to do a Denver omelet, you could use ham, bell peppers. You could put onion in there. You could just do straight up cheese. You don't even have to put anything special in there. You could go with sausage, do spinach like I did here, onion, mushrooms. Raid your fridge after you cook the night before and pull out your veggie scraps and make some magic happen. If you're doing like a harder vegetable, and I'm thinking like a potato or something, you may want to pre-cook that a little bit so it can soften before it would go in there. Or just make sure it's diced up really small. But aside from that, I mean, the sky's the limit. If you're doing a brunch, serve it with a nice salad, like a spinach and strawberry salad or something like that. Like maybe like a feta, like a watermelon feta salad would be great with this. Something nice and bright, fruit base to go with it. Or if you're serving it for breakfast, you know, wedge up some oranges, some grapes or something like that, and that would just go perfectly with it. So I hope I've given you some ideas of some things to try. Again, we're talking about all things brunch over in my VIP group. So if you're not there, comment below and I will get you the link so you can join us over in the VIP group, sharing lots of recipes and ideas and stuff for brunch over there. This National Brunch Month. So everybody should be having breakfast for dinner at least once this month to celebrate the holiday, right? All right, you guys, have a great rest of your week. I'll be back here next Tuesday at 7, so please do join me. Tag a friend so they can come and hang out, learn a new recipe, get inspired to get in the kitchen and try something new. All of the products you saw me use here today are Pampered Chef products. So if you'd like to get your hands on those, you can go to my website, or if you'd like to get them for free or discounted, have a party with me and you and your friends can learn all about the new recipes, new products, kitchen tips and tricks that I have for you. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you right back here next Tuesday at 7. Bye.